Hello, YouTube. Okay, first things first, right? The last tier list I made was not very good. I've changed my mind a lot now on the defect stuff compared to before. I'm also a lot better at defect now. So I wanted to remake the thing. I've also seen that a lot of people take my words literally. Like, never click means you can't click this card ever. And that's not what I mean. So I've changed up how I'm doing this to make it less confusing, I guess. People, when they just look at the tier list, no one watched the video. Click on side is just I think for the first copy, you basically always click this. Like 99% of the time, you just click this immediately. First copy. Some cards, multiple copies. Of course, there's situations where like you're gonna die to the frog parasite. You see a damage card next to I don't know Echo Form or something. Maybe not Echo Form, like defrag. Then you click damage card because you're gonna die. Generally, fantastic is extremely good, but not clicked on side. Click on side is a special tier for the insane cards. Great early, great early game, great late game. These are clear. Status package. Some cards you can't pick unless you have status stuff. So I just have its own category pretty much. There's some cards that you have to pick because you're dying immediately or the boss is going to kill you. So I just have those. And mediocre is just, you just need a card, I guess. They're not great, but sometimes you need cards. You just add them. And niche is, that's all for one in claw. That's what very niche is pretty much. I'm sure there's other cards that'll go in there. But cards that are only good in very specific scenarios, and Meteor Strike. Those are the three I can think of right now. All four should be higher. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, first card. Adaptive Strike. I think the only time I'll pick this card now is that I'm very desperate for damage. Because the text on this is not bad, right? 2 energy 18, and then when the fight drags on, which a lot of fights do, you get a free 0 energy 18. Up to 23 damage. I think it's solid damage. The only issue with this is that you do not pick rare card from now on defect. I don't think you would ever pick that. Random rare would not click on defect, and curse rare would also not click. And now there's a lot of new now bonuses. So rare card just never comes from now anymore, right? So this is like halfway up Act 1 sometimes, and Act 1 boss. So I can see this card being picked if your deck has no damage. You're gonna die in Act 2. Or you're in Act 1, you have no damage. This is... Wait, how do I rank this exactly? It's probably just mediocre, I think. You just need a bit of damage. And here's a card that's a bit of damage. It's mediocre because it's a rare card, that's why. If it wasn't a rare card, I think it would be pretty good. Like higher in some other tier. But this is effectively just you need damage, and here's a damage card. That's about it. All for one. 2 energy deal 10. Put all 0 cost cards from discard onto your hand. Upwards to 14. I mean, if you've got a ton of 0 cost cards, this card's pretty good, right? If you don't have a ton of 0 cost cards, well, then it doesn't do anything. I think I like this card a lot more now than before. If I have a boot sequence, I think I'm willing to just add this card into my deck now. Because it pulls boot sequence back. And any hotfix, which I would add. And any go for the eyes, which I would also add. I think I like this card now compared to before. It's like probably great late game, right? Actually, it wasn't very niche. It's not that niche. It's probably great late game. Because by late game, you would have a lot of 0 cost stuff. Yeah, it's also overclock and turbo. So early game is not that impressive. It's just 2 energy 10. Doesn't really do a whole lot. But the later you get, the better it gets, I think. I think that's a fair place to put this. I don't think it's generally fantastic. I would not just always click to be happy, pretty much. I think it's okay. Ball Lightning. 1 energy deals 7 damage. Channel 1 Lightning. Upgrades to 10 damage. This card has dropped a lot for me. I do not like this card anymore. Inspire 1, it was so good. But now I think the only time I pick this is early Act 1. I need a damage card. And here's a damage card. So this is like the definition of I'm dying early game. If I can avoid this and avoid this getting into my deck, I think I would rather not get into my deck at all. I want my frost, orb slots to be filled with frost, or if I need lightning to fill, because I think for defect you want to fill all your orb slots as fast as possible. I'd rather pick a different card. I'd rather pick lightning rod because it blocks and it gives me 2 lightnings, which is just better than ball lightning, I think, by a lot. One lining is not very impressive, and the random targeting is pretty bad. And Defect, I think, is a lot of AoE issues, unless you find the premium AoE cards. Yeah, this card has fallen from grace. Rather not pick this. If you find no damage in the first, maybe like floor 1 you didn't find damage, and floor 2 you didn't find damage, then I guess you can pick this card. And then it does a little bit of damage. You stay alive. Barrage. 1 energy, deal 5 damage for each channeled orb, upgrades to 7. I still think this card owns. It's solid damage early, usually 1 energy 10 or 1 energy 15. It's probably 1 energy 15 because I'm going to add all the orb cards anyway, right? So it goes to 1 energy 15 pretty fast. And I'm happy to upgrade this to 1 energy 21. I think it's just generally fantastic. I don't think I've ever picked this and been sad. I see this card, and unless I have straight up no orbs, I'm pretty happy to add 1 to my deck. Although early game, if I already have damage for early game, I don't think I actually want this. I'd rather draw blocks to survive hallways, and then if I need this later, then I can add it later. But if I do not believe I have enough damage early, I'm happy to pick this. Kind of hard to explain when exactly I would pick this, because it's not like I click it every time. But I click it most of the time, and I'm happy. This one's a bit confusing to explain. Yeah, I'm so bad at explaining. It's so cooked. I mean, I think the card is good, though. It's solid early and it's solid late, and oftentimes it can be your endgame damage if you find any orb slots, which there are a lot of orb slots in this game to find compared to before. It's mostly just an extra modded, I think. Yeah, before you only have Capacitor, Runic Capacitor, and Potion, but now you have modded as well in the pool. More orb slots. Good card. Beam Cell, 0 energy, deal 3 damage, apply 1 vulnerable. Upgrades to 4 damage, 2 vuln. This card is not very impressive, I think. The vulnerable I don't think matters too much. Barrage is often enough damage already, and you have to line up the vulnerable to actually make it do things, right? Unless you upgrade it. But if you upgrade this card, you're down an upgrade. And Defect wants a lot of upgrades. I mean, every character wants upgrades. But losing an upgrade is a very bad thing, basically, is what I'm saying. I think the only time I pick this now is it's the same as Ball Lightning, but I think it's worse than Ball Lightning. But I think they serve a similar purpose for me, which is that early game I have no damage, and to kill some advanced hallway one lead or something, and it's a tiny bit of damage. If I already have Feral in the deck, I would still not click this, because if Feral's in my deck, unless I transformed into it, okay, if I transform into Feral and have no 0 costs, I can add this. But if I added a Feral myself, that must mean that I already have a Go for the Eyes or something like that in my deck already, in which case I don't care about Beam Cell anyway. I'd rather just get the Go for the Eyes to work. And I'm probably fine because I have Gopher with the Feral and the enemy's weakened, so I can block it. Yeah, I don't think it's very good at all, the Beam Cell. But if you're dying early game, sure, you can pick it. Bias Cognition, 1 energy, gain 4, 5 focus upgraded. This card comes upgraded. So it's basically always 5 focus. I think this card is insane. With any damage orbs, which you will have, I hope you have, because this only comes from an Ancient, so you have gone through Act 1 already, you probably have a bunch of orbs. This kind of just kills the fight. You play and the fight ends. 5 is a lot of focus. Just a few Lightning Orbs kind of just kills everything. I don't think it's click on sight though, because it's a Darv relic. So it would be against Pyramid P-Box, or sometimes Snecko, depending on your deck. Probably above Barrage. This is a lot of output. And also, I think Glass is pretty good as well. Now I think Glass is pretty good compared to before. Most because Shatter got the Giga buff. And this is insane with Glass, because the Glass Evoke is double, right? So every focus is double the effect, compared to +1 on every other orb. Pretty good. I think if I see this now, I'm pretty happy, compared to before, where I wasn't so happy to see this. You can just click it. Boost away. 0 energy, gain 6 block. Add a Daze Needle discard pile. Upgrades to 9 block. I think this card is now genuinely fantastic. I see this card early. 0 energy, 6 block. Fantastic. And I do want to add block to my deck early. And one big thing is that this opens the status package, which now I'm pretty happy to pick. if I have an excuse to add cards like Iteration or Compact or even Flat Cannon to my deck, less so Flat Cannon, but mostly Iteration Compact. If I have an excuse, then I want them in my deck, and this gives me an excuse to add them to my deck. I will not add those cards blind for now. I could see adding Compact blind in the future, just because the new boss, the Aeon Glass, adds the status to your hand, and it just always works. But this gives me an excuse to add those cards, and they are good cards. And this card, wherever I pick this, I've just been impressed. Because now I also want to pick more draw than before. Overclock just gets in the deck. And Cool-Headed, I'm just slamming. Skim, a little bit less clear. But if I have Boost Away already, I'm happy to add Skim. Because you can Skim into the Boost Away, you're happy. But without Boost Away, Skim is a bit worse. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? You have no 0+ cards. The 1 energy draw card's not as good. I think this card's pretty good now. I'm not sure if it's better than Charged Battery. It's probably similar. Depends a bit on my deck. But first copy, I can't really imagine skipping this now these days. If I see one as my first copy, I just add it. Unless maybe I already have a bunch of status stuff and already block established, then I can skip. Otherwise, I think it's just generally fantastic. Click it and happy. Boot Sequence. 0 energy innate, gain 10 block exhaust. Upgrades to 13. This is Curse for Anchor, basically. This card is awesome. The worst defect, I think the biggest role for defect is just you get owned on turn 1. You walk into any fight, turn 1 you get hit in the face and you're crying. And then after like turn 2 or something, you already deployed your Frost Orbs and your powers or something. And Frost Orbs already blocks enough. Kind of. Like once you deploy your orbs, defect's strong, right? Turn 1 you don't have any orbs, except the 1 lightning. And here's a card that blocks on turn 1. Pretty good. It's kind of like the this and that event, where it's like clumsy for a relic. Except the clumsy's innate, and your relic's always anchor. If you told me that event always gave me anchor, but I would always top deck the clumsy, which is the worst time to top deck it, right? Turn 1. I would always click that event and be super happy. I mean, I already always click it, but I'll be extremely happy if you told me it was always anchor. Yeah, save 10 health every turn 1. It's exceptionally good in underdogs, because every fight in underdogs attacks in turn 1, I think. Except the bosses. But every elite, every hallway, almost every hallway hits you on turn 1. And then you just click this and it blocks. In Overgrowth, the elites don't hit you on turn 1, except for the bird. But even if my path is only elite and I know it's not the bird, I will still click this card, because Act 2 it saves so much health. I think this card is like 100 health at least throughout a whole run. It's just never bad. The second copy is probably bad, though. The first copy very good. If I already have Anchor, I don't think I'll add this to my deck. But if I have this card in my deck and then I get an Anchor, I'm not upset. Because even 20 block plays pretty often. Not often enough to add this with an Anchor. This card's good. Please add this card. Buffer. 2 energy. Prevent the next time you will lose HP. Upwards to the next 2 times you'll lose HP. This is probably click on side as well. It's kind of similar to Boot Sequence, but you don't always draw on turn 1. But there are a lot of enemies that just kind of slam you in the face for a big number. And this invalidates those enemies. The one I'm thinking of the most is the Mecha Knight in Act 3. You have this card, and that guy just doesn't exist anymore. You just full block 2 turns. And there's also a lot of other fights that slam you, right? Like what? The eyeball that hits you? The Dorito hits you kind of hard? The beetle that digs on the ground kind of slams you a little bit? The thieving hopper, that guy slams you so hard. This guy just blocks all of those. He really wants to upgrade, though, because it doubles effect. Yeah, the Worm 31, big hit. Soulfish 25, that's a big hit. Yeah, the Nobber, the test subject. And there's so many fights that have one massive hit. And this invalidates those fights, pretty much. Which is a pretty good thing, to invalidate those fights. Is that actually click on side, though? It probably is. Probably is. I might move it down later, because the other cards are really, really good. But for now, I don't think I would ever not just click this if I see it, though. So I guess it's fair to put it on click on side. I think only 1 copy, though. I'm not sure about second copy. I haven't seen a second copy before, but I could see just adding more copies. It's a bit weird, though, so many multi-hits. I have to play with it more. But first copy, just slam it. Bulk up. 2 energy, lose 1 orb slot. Gain 2 strength 2 decks. Upgrade to 3 strength 3 decks. I've played with this card a lot more now. And I think it's just early game damage. Like, I'm dying early game. It's a lot better than these, but I don't think I really care about this card too much. I want my block to be from Frost or fight through, or like boost away, or just random status stuff. That would just work. This is basically just, I need a bit more output early, mostly for the elite. Because this will kill the elite for you. You can block and kill them with this card. It's okay now, climb boss as well. Afterwards, unless you have a ton of orb slots, I don't think I really want this anymore. I think at this point, this is just an early game card. But it does a good job. Every time I pick this early, it kind of just solves my issues. So I don't mind it early. Late game, I don't really care about it. I have picked it late game before, but usually I'm winning without the card anyway. The biggest issue is just 2 energy. 2 energy is kind of expensive. If it gets into my deck, do I not really play Act 2 and 3? Sometime, pretty often no, because 2 energy, and I have to send my energy to play other powers and deploy Frost, right? So this doesn't really get played so much later. I mean, it does do something later. It's just that if I pick it, it's going to be for early game, not for late game. Capacitor. 1 energy, gain 2 orb slots. Upgrades to 3 orb slots. I think it's just good later. I tried picking this early just to see how bad it was, and it was bad. If you can't fill the slots, it's terrible. It also owns your Dark Orbs, which I think you should be clicking every Dark Orb. Okay, not every Dark Orb, but you should be clicking a lot of Dark Orbs. Because Dark Orbs are really strong. I think Dark is probably the strongest damage for Defect right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dark is by far the best damage source for Defect. And Capacitor kind of makes the Dark Orb sad, unless you have Shatter. So I would not blind pick this. But late game, the extra orb slots always play. And then it's just good. But yeah, don't blind pick this. Can pick it. When would I usually pick this? My guess is like late Act 2 is when this usually gets in my deck. Or I have a ton of orbs already, then I can pick it. Like a bunch of chills and glaciers, then sure. If you have a lot of frost orbs that you can fill the orb slots with, then I'm happy to add this. You usually don't get that though, unless you're already winning. Because if you have that, you've added a ton of glaciers to your deck. I think it's just a late game card. Don't add this early. I did that and I lost. Chaos. 1 energy, channel 1 random orb. Upgrades to 2 random orbs. This is also... I'm dying early game. You did not see a single orb card or an upgrade, and now you have a chaos, and you gotta fill your orb slots. So you pick this card and you upgrade it. I've done this one time, and it did its job. But it's because I didn't see any other cards. The moment I have any other card, I don't want this card in my deck. I don't want this card in my deck anymore. Because you don't know what the orbs will be. And it must be upgraded. If it's unupgraded, it's just worse than every other card, right? 1 energy, 1 frost, terrible. 1 energy, 1 lightning, that's a zap. Terrible. 1 energy, 1 dark. Honestly, not bad, but darkness is the same thing, but better. 1 energy, 1 glass. Pretty terrible. 1 energy, 1 plasma. That's pretty good. But that's 1 in 5. So... yeah, the randomness is not very good. Upgraded, I think the card is fine, but you will not see this card upgraded in Act 1 unless you have Toxic Egg, in which case you probably don't want this card anyway because you have upgraded other skills to click. It's basically, the only purpose for this is just early game you're dying, and you need orbs. And here's orbs. Charge battery. 1 energy gains 7 block. Next turn gain energy. Upgrades to 10 block. This is one of the best common blocks, I think. Next to boost away. I'm not sure if it's better. I think right now the first boost away is better than the first charge battery. But the second charge battery is much better than the second boost away. I don't think I'll even pick a second boost away. But I don't mind picking second charge battery. Because the energy just pretty much always plays. And it blocks 1 more than boost away. It's a solid block card early. And late game, it doesn't really fall off that hard. Like 1 energy 7 is not amazing, but it's not terrible either. And the energy always plays. So you're not upset to draw this card later on in the run. It's just good. Late game, I would not pick this though. If it comes green, 1 energy 10, I can pick this late game. So maybe just pick this great. Maybe it's just great early. Maybe it's just great early then. Because I'm not gonna pick this card later. Okay, I guess that's the definition of this. Early game, I see this, fantastic, instant click. Late game, I see this, don't care too much. Late game first boost away, would I click that? Maybe not. Okay, they can both go down. They're probably just both great early. I think boost away is above this. Yeah, boost away probably would not be great later because when I'm in Act 3 and I see a boost away, I'm not gonna be like, oh, a boost away that lets me pick more status cards because I'm in Act 3. I don't have time anymore. The early game, I see, I'm like, oh, I can pick more status cards. Happy. I think that kind of makes sense. They should be here. Barrage is good early and late. These are only good really. These are only really good early. They're very, very good early. So that's why I said great. Chill. Zero energy, channel 1 frost for each enemy exhaust. Upgrades to no exhaust. This is maybe the number 1 frost card. I don't know if this is better or Glacier is better. I could see this being above Glacier. It probably is above Glacier, right? Because energy is so hard to find in this game. And Frost is the best orb. This is just a fact. Frost is insane because usually if you bleed, it's because you drew badly, right? The enemy's attacking you, and you didn't draw your block cards. But Frost, the moment it's deployed, you can't brick. It just always blocks every turn. And that's pretty good, right? And here's a card that's zero energy Frost. Zero energy 1 Frost already pretty good. And it gets AoE fights, which are usually the scary fights, I think. Specifically the Decimillipede. That guy is terrifying. You draw this card, 3 Frost Orbs. Insane. At worst, 6 block per turn. Usually it's more because you evoke other orbs. I don't really know how to explain this card. It's so good. Please click this card. It also plays all for 1 hologram if you upgrade it. I don't think there's any point in the run where you see chill and you're not happy. Unless you have a bunch of chills already, then obviously don't add another one. But first one, just instant click, right? When would you ever not click this? It doesn't exist. Claw. Zero energy, deal 3 damage. Increases the damage of all claw cards in this. All claw cards by 2 in this combat. Upgrades to 4 damage and 3. Well, this has one purpose. Feral is in your deck, and your damage is not good enough. Like, you need more damage in the deck. You have a Feral already. Here you go. Here's damage with Feral. You need Feral already, though. I don't think you should ever click this without a Feral in your deck already. So that's the exact niche for this card. And it does exist. You have the Feral. Here goes a Claw. No, I think this card's a lot better than before. I could maybe see clicking this if you have a bunch of draw already and no damage somehow. Like you have a bunch of full-headed and skim. I don't know why the deck looks like that, though. You should not build a deck that looks like that. So realistically, it's only going to be Feral, right? You have a Gopher, and you're like, oh, Gopher Feral, cool. You add the Feral, and then you see a Claw, and you're like, damn, the boss is going to kill me. Okay, here's a Claw. You think that's realistically the only way Claw's getting in the deck, other than for fun? Cold Snap. 1 energy, deals 6 damage under 1 Frost. Upgrades to 9 damage, 1 Frost. I mean, it's generally fantastic. Early game, you see this, super happy. It's a Frost Orb. And it doesn't really fall off later. It's not as good late game, because it's only the 6 damage is no longer relevant late game. Only the Frost is relevant, but Frost is very, very good. So even later, you're still happy to have this card in your deck. And early game, 6 damage. I mean, 6 damage is very relevant. Insta-click, nah. I don't think it... Insta-click I want for... No matter where you are in the game, you see this card, it's in your deck. In Act 3, unless I'm lacking Frost Orbs, I don't care about Cold Snap. So this is mostly... If you have no Frost, or you're early. Early is like, I don't know, first 2 acts maybe? It's not great early, because late game is still playing. These are not doing that much late game, but this card is still Giga Gaming late game. Generally Fantastic is basically not click on side, but it's just good at any point in the run. And this card is good at any point in the run. But you would not be so happy to just slam it late game. Sometimes you would, though. I mean, Frost Orb, block every turn. Frost good. Compact. 1 energy gains 6 block counters from all status cards in your hand to fill. Upgrades to 7 block fill plus. With the new Eon Glass boss, Compact will never miss. So 2/3 of your run, Compact is just going to game out of its mind. I don't think I'm at the point where I would click this with 0 status cards in my deck, though. But if I have an excuse to get this to my deck, I will add it. So if the boss is the fish, in my deck. I know it's unlikely to play in the fish, but even if it exhausts 1 beacon, I think it's already worth being in the deck. Like this card I thought was useless before, but now I've changed my mind. I was bad at the game. It is very good. If I have a single card that generates statuses like Boost Away or Overclock or something, which I'm going to click, in the deck. If the boss is Sandworm, in the deck. Sounds kind of weird, but if I've played Frantic Escape, and the Frantic Escape costs 2 or 3 now, I don't want to play that again. So we can compact it away. How important to upgrade? I would just hold on first. Keep it in the deck, and if you know you have a ton of statuses, then upgrade it. Because when you have it in the deck and you have like 1 or 2 status cards, right? With no iteration or something like that, it won't land. So the upgrade to be 1 block. It's just there to help you in the boss. Realistically, it's not going to help you in the hallway. So it's just the boss fight thing. So unless I have a ton of statuses already, I will not upgrade this. Having the deck is good though, because you know you can add a ton of status cards and they will just vanish from the compact. And this card I like a lot now. Breaks even easily enough to carry regardless. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm happy to carry this around. 1 NG 6 block. Not the best card, but it's not a curse. Like Capacitor early game, if I pick that, it's straight up a curse. But this card, if I draw into it, okay, 6 block. Not the best, but I'm not playing a curse. And then it's guaranteed, almost guaranteed to play later. I could see this going to click on site if I play more Defect, but right now it's not there yet. Compile Driver. 1 energy, deal 7. Draw 1 card for each unique orb you have. Upgrades to 10 damage. The damage is irrelevant. This is just a draw card. This is, I think, one of the 3 good draw cards that I want to pick on Defect. The 3 are Overclock, that's the best one. Then Cool Headed, and then this. This often draws 3 cards for me now, I think. Usually on a bad day, drawing 2 cards, because Dark Orb is in my deck, and Frost Orb, I mean, that's always my deck. Slam Frost Orb. So with just 1 Frost or a Dark, it will draw 2. And often I'm going to have both. Great, then I'm happy to pick this early. I think it's just generally fantastic. The first copy, I think I'm just happy to add to my deck. Because I'm not that high. Right now, I want Turbo to get in my deck somehow. But if my deck has 0 draw, I don't think I should be clicking Turbo. It's just going to be a curse. And this card, the damage early game matters. Like, it's relevant. And if I have this card in my deck, I can add a Turbo, which lets me add iteration and all that stuff. So I think I'm just happy to see this early. And later, it's also going to play as well. I think this guy's just very good. Like, the damage relevant, damage is good early, and the draw is opening stuff, and the draw late game. I mean, you want to draw cards late game, right? So it's kind of just playing them everywhere. Not instant click. He's not that good. The top cards have to be exceptionally good. But it's pretty good. Oh, whoops. Consuming Shadow. 2 energy, channel 2 dark. At end of your turn, evoke your leftmost orb. Upgrade to 3 dark. Yeah, I thought this card was unpickable, but then I transformed into it. And it does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage. It kind of just deleted Act 1 for me. Every enemy just folded to this card in Act 1. And pretty much all of Act 2 folded as well. And the boss, it did maybe half the boss's health or something. I had a lot of control, though, to actually not evoke Dark Orbs. But this card is at worst 30 damage for 2. Usually better. If you can control the orb somehow, it's just better. I mean, I had to play with the card more to see. In the past, I got this from Creative AI, and I was like, I can't play this, it doesn't do anything. But now, having seen it perform in early game, I mean, it's playing all the way to Act 2 boss. That's a long time to be able to pick this card. You know, the output's too high, basically, is why I think it's so good now. Big number good. If the enemy's dead, they can't hurt you. And this is a huge number. It kills the enemy. Pretty good, yeah. I could see this being generally fantastic, but I don't think it's that good yet. I'd play for more. For now, early, if I see it, clicked. Like, end of Act 1, yeah, clicked. If it's not against one of the instant click cards, obviously. Goes with Darkness Plus? Yeah. If I have Darkness Plus, maybe I don't want this anymore, though, because it's 2 energy, and Darkness Plus kind of does enough damage already by itself, right? Unclear. At least I have to see the deck to really know. But without damage already in my deck, or without great damage in the deck, I guess, this card, I'm just going to click it. Cool Ant. At the start of your turn, gain 2 block for each unique orb you have. Upgrades to 3 block. It's pretty good. Give me the top. These are like loosely ranked. It's hard to really rank these. This is at worst 2 block per turn. Usually it's 4 block per turn though, and oftentimes it will be 6 per turn. It upgrades to 9 per turn. That's pretty good power. That's like a Psy almost. The only issue I have with this is that it does not play on the turn. When you draw this and you play it, it plays next turn, not on the same turn. But the extra block kind of just always plays. Frost Orbs alone, unless you have defrag, cannot block the entire game for you. The boss will hit too hard, and this is the little bit of extra block that gets you there, I guess. It's hard to explain. It's like playing the game, you just notice this. The extra block just barely blocks enough for you, and you don't take chip. There's a big difference between taking 0 damage every fight, right, and getting chipped down non-stop, and this is the difference. At least that's what I've found so far. I could be wrong. That's what I've seen. And I'm pretty happy to upgrade this as well. Yeah, it's just plating, but the plate doesn't go down. That's pretty amazing. It's not click on side though, because that number's not big enough. But I've never been disappointed with this card. It's just always playing. Random block is good. Who could have known this? It's just focus at home, basically. I guess that's the real thing. It's defrag at home. You didn't see defrag, but you have this, and it's not as good, but it's pretty good. Is it click on side if you have 4 orb types and it's green? I mean, of course. That's 12 block per turn, crazy. Cool-headed. 1 energy channel, 1 frost, draw 1 card. Upgrades to draw 2 cards. I don't think this is click on side. Because it's not as good as these cards. You can go next to Coolant. I should go next to Coldstone, they're similar. This is one of the 3 draw cards I want for Defect. Compile Cool-headed Overclock, yeah. I mean, Frost Orb's good, but the actual value is not that amazing. Cool-headed over Cold Snap? I mean, late game, yes. Early game, no. Now, I'll put it next to Compile Driver because, I mean, they're both serving a similar purpose. Upgraded, not actually that impressive late game. It's mostly picked because it's a Frost Orb, and then later you can upgrade. It becomes a draw card as well with the Frost. So it's serving 2 purposes. I think early game, I just want 1 in the deck for now. I don't want to spam 5 Cool-headed or something like that. Just have 1 in the deck, and then have a Frost Orb already, and I can upgrade this. I'm happy. Let's see, pick some 0-cost nonsense. Hopefully not Claw. And then later, if I need more draw, I'll add more of these. That's about it now. I don't add 500 of these anymore like I used to. This is picked at any point in the run, though. You do have to look at your run. If it's green, it's auto-click. Not green, bit run dependent. Kai, Creative AI, 3 energy at the start of your turn, add a random pound to your hand. Upgrades to 2 energy. I mean, I think this is pretty clear where this is going. You are dying to the boss. Because half the powers in this game, I think it's about half, I remember checking this, are useless. They're just, like, useless. You see some smokestack, but you have no status cards? Yeah, worthless. What else is there? Like, bulk ups, not really that impressive, right? Random bulk up. Loop minus, 1 extra orb proc, not super impressive. It doesn't do anything in hallways. You can't play this card. It's 3 energy, do nothing until next turn. Even the leak's not doing a whole lot. So it's basically the boss is going to murder you, and this will eventually kill the boss. It's very, very slow, but it will kill the boss eventually. There is one thing though. If you have subroutine in your deck, this card is a lot better. Or you have modified hand, yeah. This card's a lot better. Still not premium, but it'll be a lot better. I think those are clear though. But the typical scenario is just that the boss is going to kill you, and you add this. The thing with subroutine is, if you have subroutine, you probably have other powers. So you don't need the Creative AI anymore, right? It's not doing that much. But it is an energy generator, kind of. I think it's just for bosses at this point. There's no other purpose. But it does kill the boss. It does its job. Darkness. 1 energy, channel 1 dark. Trigger the passive ability of all dark orbs. Upgrades to 2 dark orbs. I think this is generally fantastic. At the top. This is the premier way to do damage on this character. tremendous damage, tremendous upgrade. I'm pretty confident there's nothing in the game that's close to this damage, right? Like, what else on Defect can even get close to this damage? Nothing. It is weak against AoE, which is Defect's weakness. So you have to be careful of that. But otherwise, it kills the boss for you. It kills elites for you. It kills hallways for you. It doesn't kill Exoskeleton, though. I think first copy, I will probably just slam this immediately, unless against something really, really good. Not click on sight. I don't think it's that good, because there's other Source of Dark. But this is very, very good. If you don't have any Dark Orbs, I think it would become click on sight. And it also makes Quadcast pickable. Without Dark, I think Quadcast is worthless. First upgrade priority, I don't think it's a top priority, but it is very good. There's a lot of upgrades on Defect that are like double the effect, right? Like Loop or Defrag or what else? Or the non-exhaust ones like Chill Synchronize, those kind of things. Like those are probably higher than this. Depends a bit on the deck. If you're lacking damage, then sure, the upgrade's fantastic. Or you have a lot of Dark Orbs already, then I mean, upgrade's fantastic, yeah. This card's awesome. Please hit this. Base card. Ah, I was just talking about you. Defrag. 1 energy, gain 1 focus. Upgrades to 2 focus. This is coolant, but on crack. Crazy card. It's damage and block. Passive. Because you're going to click all the Frost Orbs. At least I hope you are. So this blocks. And you have a Lightning Orb to begin with. And that's extra damage. And you might have Glass or Dark. And it's doing all of that. It doesn't play Plasma, but you don't have Plasma that often. I mean, you play it one time for 1 energy only, and your Frost Orbs double in effect. After the upgrade, of course. It's kind of crazy, right? It's pretty crazy. I think this is pretty obvious how good this card is. Just click it immediately. Click every single copy of these. Honestly, if you have Defrag in your deck, you can clone this. Like you see Pale, you click clone, you have a path a lot of fires, you upgrade the Defrag in the first fire, then you clone it like twice or something, or 3 times, you have 8 Defrags. And then you win. I think this card is that good. Insane card. Just click it. Double energy. 1 energy, double your energy. Exhaust. Upgrades to 0 energy. This works the bad way. Do not be tricked. If you have 1 energy and you play this, you go to 0 and then you double your energy. And now you look stupid. Don't do that. Otherwise, it's okay. It's mediocre. Next to that to try. It's basically just you didn't find the other energy cards, I guess. The other energy cards being super critical. It's bad super critical, that's what it is. But I mean, if you need the energy, then sure. It does feel a lot worse with 3 base energy, I agree with this. If it comes green, though, it's very good. So if you have a spare upgrade, I think I'm pretty happy to have this in the deck. But otherwise, not too impressed with it anymore. And 4 energy is very hard to come by these days. Subroutine and super critical are the cards you want for energy. So this is just not those cards. Turbo is also okay, but it's not premium. Those are the premium ones. This is worse than Turbo, I think, now. Just because Turbo opens iteration pick. Yeah, if you have Ice Cream, then fantastic, sure. Base card. Echo Form. 3 energy, ethereal. Your first card. The first card you play each turn is played an extra time. Upgrades to no ethereal. Don't upgrade this card. This is, I believe, the best card on the character. I thought this was true for Spire 1. I thought this was true in my old tier list, and now I still think it's true. This pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, I read the card, it says, play a card for 3 energy, you win the fight next turn. I mean, I like winning the fight next turn. It is not good in hallways, though. When you pick this card, do not expect to play in hallways. But it will kill the boss for you. This basically just doubles your best card every turn. And the fact that it can double powers makes it disgusting. Doubling powers is so absurd. And if it does double power, you double your best card, which is still insane. It does it every turn. Kind of good, right? You do have to be careful, though. There are a lot of times where you walk into a fight, and you see Echo from your hand, but you shouldn't play it, because you don't need to play Echo from that fight. And turn 1, on the turn you draw, you get punched in the face. So you be a little bit careful with micro. But in a boss fight, I mean, you draw it, you play it, you get hit in the face, and then you kill. You just have to make sure you're careful. Like, you're fighting Decimillipede, you draw Echo Form, you're facing like 28 damage on turn 1, and you have a Glacier in your hand, maybe consider not playing Echo Form. Unless you need it for the fight to win at all, which I hope is not the case. You shouldn't be fighting that fight if you need Echo Form to win. It basically kills every boss, which is probably the hardest point for Defect. So yeah, a card that basically kills all the bosses is pretty good, right? Good card. Click this. I'll click like 3 copies. Honestly, I click every copy because you don't need 5 Echo Form stacks, right? But what you do want is to top deck your Echo Form. And if you add more Echo Forms to your deck, you're more likely to top deck it. Clone Echo? No, don't do that. That's a boss relic. I do wonder what the actual limit is for this. You don't see 5 rare cards in the same run usually, though. But, I mean, I would pick 3 Echo Forms. Just to top deck one of them, and then I win after I top deck one of them. Multiplayer card. Fair rule. 2 energy. The first time you play a 0 cost attack each turn, return to your hand. Upwards to 1 energy. Echo Form, but only for 0 cost attacks. I don't think it's that good anymore. If it's green, it's very good, but I think this has to be green. 2 energy is too expensive. So if you have a spare upgrade, then it's great. Otherwise, it's probably just very niche, honestly. It's probably just very niche. Work for attack potion? Yes. This works with any card that costs 0 at the time you play it. So Mummified Hand discounted a card. Bwam, Feral. Crossbow made a card. Feral. So it has a lot of fun interactions, but I don't think it's... Oh my god, my phone's falling over. I don't think it's that good. In which case would I pick this card now? Well, I would have to have a Gopher in the deck, right? So Gopher's in the deck, Helix Drill in the deck. Maybe I think with 2 0-cost cards that are solid, I would add this to the deck. If I think I can upgrade it. If I don't believe I can upgrade this card, I will not add it to the deck. So in my head, I'm upgrading this next fire pretty much. And I have probably like maybe 2 0-cost cards. I think that's probably the limit. It does depend on the run a bit. Because if I need the output, then sure. I think the main cards are just Helix Drill and Go for the Eyes. Adaptive Strike, not really a feral thing. There is Rocket Punch as well. I'm not so convinced this of Rocket Punch is so good. Like, I will not pick this card because I have Rocket Punch in my deck. Because Rocket Punch is not guaranteed to be 0 cost. Having this in the deck does open Claw, though. So that's cool, I guess. FTL, probably fine as well. Like, you have FTL and Gopher. I think it's fine to have this. Because the FTL will draw 2 cards. That's alright. Tesla Coil? I guess the Tesla Coil was buffed. So if you have an upgraded Tesla Coil for some reason, I would not add that card to my deck, by the way. A Tesla Coil, because you have to upgrade it as well. Unupgraded is complete trash. Upgrade, I think it looks okay. But you have to pick it and upgrade it. Or you have Molten Egg, so it's pretty specific. I mean, that's the definition of niche then. It's very niche. Fight through 1 energy, gain 13 block, add 2 wounds to your discard pile. Upgrade to 17. For some reason, past me didn't understand that 1 energy 13 is really good. But I have improved, and now I understand that 1 energy 13 is very good. It's just generally fantastic. I played with this a bit, and every time I played the card, I was so impressed. Like, holy guys, full block. Amazing. I don't know what to say about this. It also opens a status package, which is huge. Because I want to pick cards like Compact now. And this lets me pick Compact and Iteration, which are cards I want in my deck. So open status package, exceptional block early. And then also now I add more damage cards to my deck than I used to. So usually I won't see the wounds again in the short fights, so I don't care too much. So it's just boss fights where the wounds can hurt me, but that's where Compact and stuff comes in. Status package tier, they will have cards in it, don't worry. It's going to be Flat Cannon, by the way, spoilers. Yeah, this card, first copy, probably just slam it at this point. But if I already have a ton of Frost stuff, then I don't see why I would add this. I think status package is still ignored if I already have Frost Focus established. But before I already know I'm going Frost Focus stuff, I want to be able to open up different ways to win. And this opens up the status stuff to win in case you don't see Frost Focus. Pretty good, right? 1 into 13. Oh, I was talking about you. Flat Cannon. 2 energy, exhaust all your status cards, deal 8 damage to a random enemy for each card exhausted. Upgrades to 11. I mean, this exists only for one purpose. You have the status cards. I think you need a lot of status cards, though, for this to actually be pickable. But when it's pickable, it's probably pretty good. Like, you have a bunch of fight throughs, and overclock something, and it's like 5+ statuses. Then sure. Cool, I guess. If the boss is the fish, I don't mind adding this to my deck now, I think. I could see it. The B guy, I'm not so convinced by, because the day's in your draw pile. But I have seen other people do it with success, so maybe I should try that more. And yeah, this card is basically, you have a bunch of statuses already, and you can't get rid of them, because you do have to get rid of the statuses, yeah? Iteration draws, but in boss fights, you'll get overwhelmed by your statuses, and this card clears them away. Cool. That's all it does, though. The damage is not that impressive, I think. Focus, strike. Deal 9 damage, gain 1 focus this turn. Upgrades to 11 damage to focus. Focus. This is the worst focus card. Yeah, this is definitely the worst focus card. It's probably just... Honestly, it's probably just mediocre. It's really not that impressive. Unupgraded 1 focus for 1 energy. I don't really care that much. If it's upgraded already, it's solid. But if I don't have Frost Orbs, then I don't care about Focus that much. Focus is most for Frost. So this has to come without me having found the other Focus cards, because if I have the other Focus cards, I don't want this anymore, right? So I must have Frost already, a lot of Frost, to make this play. I must be able to upgrade this card, and I must also have not found the other Focus cards. It's kind of just a mediocre card, right? You do need to add cards to your deck to win, and this is a card. It's okay. Yeah, with Glass, it's alright with Glass as well. It's most of the upgrade thing that makes me upset about this card. If you have Strike Dummy, then it's a bit better, but that's pretty obvious, right? It's early game damage with Strike Dummy, solid damage. Pretty mediocre overall. FTL, 0 energy, deal 5 damage. We have played fewer than 3 cards this turn. Draw 1 card. Upgrade to 6 damage. And draw 4. You draw a card if you have played 4 less cards. I mean less than 4 cards. This is also mediocre. This is basically just early game. You need a little bit more damage. And this is straight up just a little bit more damage. The problem I have with this card is now I want to add a bunch of overclocks and compiles and cool headers and all that kind of stuff, right? So after I've played my draw cards, I draw into this card, and now it draws no cards. That's pretty sad. And also, if you have Echo Form, and you draw this card, you can't Echo Form the card this card would have drawn. So it kind of owns your Echo Form. So it's not really that impressive. It's like worse Fetch. Fetch always works. This does not always work. And that's the main issue. It does let you pick Feral, I guess, but I'm not too happy to add Feral now. So the only purpose really is just you do a little bit more damage early. Kind of like Focus Strike, right? Focus Strike is you do a little more damage early, and here's a card. Or you need Focus, I guess. That's the Focus Strike thing. Yeah, it's kind of just mediocre. Fusion. 2 energy, channel 1 plasma. Upgrades to 1 energy. This has a purpose. It is very, very niche, though. You need to meet a few conditions. You have Compile Driver, so this draws. Or you just have a lot of draws somehow. Without Compile, then I guess that's fine too. It needs to be green, so you have to make it green somehow. And you need the output, which is usually for bosses. This could be in I'm Dying to the Boss as well if you want, but I think I'll put in very niche. It's way too specific. So you meet all of those, or you have orb slots, and you're Dying to the Boss, and you have a lot of draw. And this helps you draw an extra card to compile. And it's it's 1 energy per turn to help you with output a tiny bit. It's kind of giga specific, but I have added this card to my deck once before and did perform. And I had Capacitor, and Compile Driver, and my deck was not doing enough, and this card made me do enough. But it's only one time. I've never seen anyone else pick this card, but it's not good. Genetic Algorithm. Gain 1 block, permanently increase this card's block by 3, exhaust, upgrades to 4 block, increase. I think it's just generally great. Fantastic. It scales very, very fast. So you basically have a garbage for what, like 3 or 4 fights. Then you have a solid block card, and then you have an apparition. Yeah, that's about it. It's not that complicated. Against Skip, sure. Against the real card, I'm not too impressed by this though. I would never add this over a real rare card. This is a rare card, yeah. So it comes against Coolant or Defect or Echo Form. I'd rather add those cards to my deck than Genetic Algorithm. You know, one-time block, it's fine. At what point would I stop picking this card? Great question. I would look at the map. Every time you see this card, yeah, you look at your map. So let's say I'm in Act 3, and then I see I'm playing, I don't know, 5 more fights, random example. So do I want 1 energy 16 block in the boss? Probably not. That's how you would ask yourself what you would want with this card. Like, do I want 1 energy, whatever the number will be? How big do you want this to be? Like, if my deck sucks and I can't block at all, 1 energy 16 is pretty good, right? But my deck already can block. I don't care about 1 energy 16 anymore. I think in Act 3, probably don't want this so much. If you have Echo Form, though, it's never too late, because it will scale insanely fast, +6 per fight. Yeah, I think I can't really give you a specific number for this. It just has to be, you look at the number, you can tell how many fights you're going to do, right? You just add that number. I think usually 1 energy, maybe 1 energy 20 I'm happy with. That's my guess. I'm not too sure. It's a bit too deck dependent. If my deck has a lot of frost, I don't care about 1 energy. Somewhere from like 15, 16 something. That's the best answer I can give you. Glacier. 2 energy, gain 6 block. Channel 2 frost. Upgrades to 9 block. I mean, the 2 frost is the part you care about. This card's pretty crazy. I think it is worse than Chill, though. I mean, the ultimate goal on Defect is that all your orb slots say Frost and Dark. Or just 1 Dark and all Frost. And this card has 2 Frost in a singular card. That is kind of crazy. I think it is worse than Chill because it costs 2 though. And it's only 6 block. And Chill is often 2 Frost for free. But in any single enemy fight, this is the best Frost card. In multi-enemy, Chill's the best one, obviously, but I mean that's all there is, right? You pretty much always instant click this card. I wonder how many of these you would stop at. Because I would add like 3 or 4 Glaze to the deck. And I'm still happy. The only time I would not click this is that I'm dying to a fight that needs damage. Like Potato or something. Or maybe the Bird of Evil, the Birdonis. And I already have 3 of them in my deck somehow. Then I guess I won't click this over the damage card. But against Skip, I can't imagine Raw skipping this that much. Ever, really. Maybe you have 5 Glaciers. I'm not too sure. But yeah, early game, you pick this card, insane. Late game, you pick this card, insane. I don't think there's ever been a Defect run where I saw this card early in Act 1 and I struggled. If I get this early, I just know that I'm going to win, basically. Because it just blocks everything. Which allows me to not pick mediocre cards. Because I'm blocking everything. Glasswork. 1 energy, gain 5 block, channel 1 glass. Upgrades to 8 block. Not super sure I want this. I think it's probably great early. Because AoE is an issue on Defect. And this is block and AoE. It also plays with Compile Driver, which I want to have in my deck. And also plays with Synchronize, which I want to have in my deck as well. Don't think it's above the other two, because 5 block's not good enough. compared to 7 block 1 energy or 6 block of free and open status stuff. If I already have AoE in my deck, then I don't think I want to add this at all. Like Hailstorm's in my deck already, or I have Smokestack with the status stuff. Or I have, what else is there? Those are the only 2 real AoE things, right? Shatter, okay, Shatter. If I don't have those and I need AoE desperately for the potato guy, the frog parasite, then this can get in my deck. Otherwise, I'd rather not have in my deck. Is that mediocre then? It's a lot better than these cards. I think it's still great early. If I see this in early Act 1, I'll just click this happily, and it performs. Never really see myself clicking this after Act 1 ever, though. Yeah, I can't imagine ever clicking this card after Act 1. Against the Decimillipede guys, I don't really care about 1 glass. 5 block, 1. Yeah, so it's just early Act 1. But early Act 1, if I see this, I'm happy, so it can go in there. It's fair. Go for the eyes. 0 energy deals 3 damage. If the enemy intends to attack, apply 1 weak. Up to 2 weak and 4 damage. Weakness keyword. Is it up here? No, I don't think it's that good. Because it can miss. It's not guaranteed to land, but it does land most of the time. I think most enemies do attack you pretty much every turn. That's not true. A lot of enemies do like 2 attacks and then take a turn off. But those enemies often are doing big hit, multi-hit turn off, right? And weakness against multi-hit is pretty crazy. It's really, really good. Weakness in general is just really good. And this is 0 cost weakness. Also lets you pick Feral sometimes if you need it. Also makes all for 1 pickable, which is cool. There's also not even that bad damage, like 0 energy, 3 damage early game. Not that impressive, but it does something. Hologram maybe. Also lets you pick Hologram, yeah. It lets you pick a lot of cards, and it's just performing. And in Underdogs, all the leads hit you every turn. Right? And this is just playing in all of them. And Overgrowth, not all the leads don't always hit you, but it's just playing. And the bosses, I think all the bosses hit you for the most part. And he just plays. This card just always plays, no matter where you are in the run. First copy, probably just in the deck. Unless you already have Null, then maybe it's not in your deck, because Null is the actual premium card. And pretty much every point in the run, though, you're happy to have this if you don't have a weakness already. Pretty good, yeah. Gunk up. 1 energy, deal 4 damage 3 times. Add a slime to your discard pile. Up to 5 damage 3 times. This card is not very impressive. Great early? No way. This is an I'm dying early game. Probably below ball lightning, but above the other 2. I didn't see damage, and I need a damage card in my deck. And here's 1 energy 12. Sometimes you need 1 energy 12 to not die immediately. Barrage at home, yeah, pretty much. It does open the status stuff though, so I guess it's got that going for it, but I'd rather pick the other cards. There's so many other cards to open status stuff that I'd rather not have this one. I mean, sometimes you gotta pick it. This is effectively only ever picked in the first, 3 or 4 floors. Phantom? Van doesn't do anything in Phantom, because Defect has Lightning, and Lightning delete the Phantom. Yeah, this only really is picked in the first 3 or 4 floors. You don't see any damage cards, and you're going to die to some fight. Okay, fine. Here's a damage card for you. If you have Archibeko, yeah, Vigor, then it's a lot better. But even then, I still don't really care about this. It's just you're dying early game, you can pick it, basically. That's it. Hailstorm. 1 energy at the end of your turn. If you have Frost, deal 6 damage to all enemies. Upgrades to 8. I kind of want to put it in click on site, but that is false. You cannot click this on site. Because if you don't have any Frost, you can't click this. And you can't click this saying, oh, I'm going to add Frost. Because if the run's bad, it's because you didn't find Frost. But if I have a singular Frost Orb, instantly click. This is, in my opinion, the number 1 AoE card on Defect. The number seems so small, but if you play with it, you will just see that it just it deletes everything. You just hide behind your Frost and it kills everything. The Decimillipede, dead. Potatoes, yeah, dead. The Fabricator guy in Act 3, dead. Also, I'm happy to upgrade this. I'm also happy to add another copy of this. Then the Shatter. Oh, wait. Shatter's not AoE, though. Shatter's just insane everything. I don't pick Shatter for AoE. I pick Shatter as just an insane card to kill everything and block everything. This is picked for AoE, specifically. Even outside of AoE, though, like boss damage, it's pretty good. I can see this being like 60 damage in the boss pretty easily. You just hide behind Frost for like 10 turns, like Blur, and this just does 60. Please pick this card. It's very good. When would I not pick this? Because even in Act 3, I would pick this. If I'm scared of the 3 Knights Elite, I would add this card to my deck. That's how good I think this is. I guess after I know I'm not going to fight the Knights anymore, I would no longer add this. So that's the point where I'll no longer add this card. But otherwise, if I have a Frost Orb, it's in the deck. Crazy card. Actually crazy. Helix Drill. 0 energy, deal 3 damage for each energy previously spent this turn. Upwards to 5. Not sure where to rank this one exactly. Probably great early is my guess. Not as good as Consuming Shadow, because the damage is way smaller, but it is 0 cost. And most of the time, it is 9 damage. I do think this card must be upgraded, though. The upgrade is huge. It goes from 9 to 15. And it has potential for more. I've tried picking this card early game a lot, just to see how it performs, and I think it's alright. The extra damage often does matter, and it's a free card. And it has a huge amount of potential, because I want to add Turbo and Super Critical and that kind of stuff. Also plays a subroutine. Pick it after picking Act 1 boss? I don't mind. I picked it plenty of times and performs. Because it plays against the Thieving Hopper and the Exoskeletons, the Cockroaches of Evil, or Cicadas, whatever you want to call them. And I've had this actually be boss damage before. With some Feral, like Feral Helix Drill. It does perform. You can try it out. For me, I haven't been actually upset with this card. In fact, I've never been upset with this card. It's just always been fine. I think it's just good. I do not think this card would get into my deck after Act 1 boss, though. Yeah, if I see this halfway through Act 2, I'd have to be dying to the Act 2 boss and already have a Feral in my deck or something like that. Then I'll add to my deck. But anywhere inside Act 1, including from the boss, I think I'm happy to add this to my deck. Unless I have a ton of damage, then obviously not. But if I think I need a little bit more damage, sure, it's fine. Hologram. 1 energy, gain 3 block. Put a card from your discard pile into your hand, exhaust. Upwards to 5 block, no exhaust. I think this card's pretty good now. This has gone up for me again. This card goes up and down for me all the time. But now, because I add Compact to my deck, it is good again, because you can pull back Compact. I can go next Compact, I guess. I don't know. It's not better than the Frost Orb. I would pick Frost over this. The problem with Hologram is that you draw it on turn 1, you're sad. Or you draw it on turn 2, but you have nothing to pull back, and you're sad. So you do have to have a card to pull back before you add this, I think. I would rather not add a raw Hologram or nothing to my deck at this point in time. If I have a boot sequence, it's already good enough, though. Because I know we'll pull back boot sequence. But I don't think you should take raw. Do I upgrade Hologram? I don't think so. Almost never. I don't think I've even upgraded this card before. Just pulling once is enough already. And a lot of the time I don't play this in my first cycle. I draw the card and I'm like, I'd rather play my energy on some Powers or some Frost. And then I don't play Hologram, and then I redraw it again, and that's kind of like an upgrade. Then I play it. The upgrade doesn't do anything until many, many turns later, right? Like, the upgrade's 2 block. Okay, 2 block. Not the best upgrade. So you have to draw Hologram. You must play the Hologram as well, because if you don't play it, the upgrade doesn't do anything. So you play it, and then you have to redraw it and also play it on the redraw, and then it's good, the upgrade. And oftentimes you have better upgrades than that, right? Any weakness card you want upgraded? Darkness upgraded? Powers upgraded? Draw cards upgraded? Yeah. But I mean, with Compact in the deck, Sure. I don't think I'm adding multiple holograms to my deck ever right now. I've tried picking two and I'm never happy with it. I remember the last few times I picked two and I was just sad. They were just bad. But one is fine. So if I have an excuse to add hologram, like boot sequence or some compact or maybe some dark orb kind of deal, I can add one to the deck and don't upgrade it. And it just does something for the most part. It's pretty good. Not amazing. Hot fix. Speaking of hologram, you can pull this card. 0 energy, 2 focus this turn. Exhaust. Upgrade to no exhaust. This is the second best temporary focus card. Or third best focus card overall. The best one's Defrag, obviously. This card's pretty good. I used to slam this card, but now I think if I don't have Frost Orbs already, I don't want it in my deck. Because 2 focus for lightning is not very impressive. It's like 0 energy, 4 damage, exhaust. But if I have Frost already, I'm happy to add this because the block is 0 energy block for like 4, 6, and damage is quite good. And lets you, if I have this card in my deck, I'm happy to add hologram, 1 copy, because you can hologram it back. He does kind of want the upgrade though. Like unupgraded hotfix, no hologram, yeah. So I have to upgrade this as well, which is a little bit of a dock points because it has to be upgraded. And also because I synchronized the card. Second copy of hotfix. I wonder how you would think about this. If I have a lot of draw, then second hotfix is good, right? The more I think about this, the less good it sounds to me. No, I picked this early. I think it's generally fantastic. There's a lot of things going into generally fantastic, which is just good early and late. Because this is good early. If I have, let's say, 1 chill or 1 glacier, I'm already happy with hotfix, I think. Probably not. If I have 2 cards that generate frost, then I'm happy with hotfix. I think that's probably the threshold for me. Please don't take my words literally, by the way. I'm just guessing roughly. Because the issue of hotfix is if you draw hotfix before your frost orbs, you did what? 0 energy, 2 damage on your 1 lightning orb, which is pretty trash. But if you draw it after your frost, it's 0 energy block a lot, and that's pretty good. In the output early is solid. Probably just 1 copy early you're okay with frost, right? And then you can think about upgrading it later when you have draw and hologram, all that kind of stuff. I think it's just fine. It's probably just generally fantastic. I think I'm happy with this. If I have frost already, it's solid. If I have glass, it's also solid. I think it's just glass and frost. I don't care about dark and lightning focus. 150. 2 energy, 28 damage to all enemies, lose 3 focus, up to 36. This card got buffed by 2 damage. I mean, it has 1 purpose. It's so specific though, because rare card's not getting picked from now, yeah? So I need to see this card early act 1, and I'm dying. And then I guess this card's in my deck? And I have to be dying to an AoE fight. Not any other fight, yeah? It must be an AoE fight. So it's just Frog Parasite. So basically, Frog Parasite's going to kill me, or the Phantasmal Gardeners, the 4 eels, that's going to kill me. And I happen to see this early, right before the elite, then I guess I can add it. That is the only case. I think that is the only case I would ever add this. The moment I get past those fights, it's not in my deck anymore. I've never actually added this before, or seen anyone add it, but that would be the one case. It's a pretty bad card. But it does have a purpose. I can't say it's unpickable. It has a purpose. I slam. 3 energy, deal 19 damage, channel 3 frost. Upgrade to 24 damage. And this is a Giga Frost Field. You just draw this card and you play it, and your frost orbs are filling all your slots. Pretty good. I don't think it's as good as Chill Glacier though, but it is better than the other frost cards. It's probably top generally fantastic. 3 is a lot of frost orbs. And the damage is not nothing either. 19's decent. Not amazing. Like 19's not that good for 3 energy, but the 3 frost orbs is very good. And I don't think you usually full block when you play this though, unless you already have Frost Orbs. But I mean, if you need Frost Orbs, it's just good, right? Honestly, I don't mind just picking this against nothing. I don't think I would skip. Yeah, I can't imagine skipping this card. So if it's against nothing else, then I would just happily pick this. It would be picked over. It would be picked over stuff like Helix Drill. It's like always picked pretty much, unless against something super good. It's just not one of the premium ones. Is it picked over Cool It? Probably not, unless I'm lacking Frost Orbs. Oh, then it must be below that. Give me here then. If I'm lacking Frost Orbs, it's high priority, and otherwise, I just click it against skip. That's about it for this card. Iteration. 1 energy. The first time you draw a status each turn, draw 2 cards. Upgrade to draw 3. I mean, if I have status cards, then sure. I think this card is very good now, though, because of Compact getting into my deck. So if I have an excuse to add this to my deck, I will. So Boss is Fish in the deck. Boss is Sandworm in the deck. I have 1 boost away, which I probably will, in the deck. Not pick blind, though. I don't think I should be picking this blind. But if there's any reason, then it's in the deck immediately. It does get in pretty often now, I think, because there's a lot of status cards in Slam. Without this card, Compact feels really, really awful, excluding the Eon Glass boss. Because you can't really line up. This helps you line up a lot better. Upgrade is also very good. I mean, it's pretty clear, right? You have status up, you click this, otherwise don't. Leap. 1 energy, gain 9 block. Upgrades to 12 block. I mean, it's just a mediocre block card. Below these ones. Below all of these. You do have to add block to your deck. So if you somehow did not find any Frost Orbs, you did not find Boost Away, or Charge Battery, or Glasswork, so you've missed all of the block and Frost, and you're early in Act 1, maybe consider Leap, because you're getting chipped down. That's kind of it, right? It's just early game. It's probably worse than... It's probably I'm dying early game, realistically. You didn't find any of the early blocks, then now he's a Leap. You're like, okay, fine. I guess I'll add a Leap to my deck and be sad. If you have tremendous damage somehow, though, I'd rather skip Leap, because you draw Leap over your damage cards, and now the enemy doesn't die anymore, and you take more damage. So you have to not have huge damage. You don't have huge damage often, to be fair. But you don't have huge damage, and you have no block somehow. It's so rare to not find block. There's so many good block cards. If you somehow missed all of them, then sure, Leap. It's in your deck, fine. Lightning Rod. 1 energy, gain 4 block. At the start of the next 2 turns, channel 1 lightning. Upgrades to 7 block. I think I quite like this card now. I think it's great early. I think it's below all of these ones, though, because the block number is too small. But if I don't have orbs to fill my slots right now, I'm pretty happy to add 1 to my deck. Only 1, though. I think if you have 2 and you play both, it's like next 4 turns, which I don't think that matters. So only 1 copy, yeah. But the first copy is fine. Even if I have orbs already, I think it's still fine, because it evokes Frost, and I can time this to evoke my Frost, and I get 5 block next turn, and get the Frost 2 block this turn. That's pretty good. It also opens some Thunder, which I am willing to pick now. Like Thunder and Voltaic, I guess. Voltaic, I'm not so happy to pick now, but I have picked it. This does open Thunder stuff, which happened once, and it was fine. Did a lot of damage. It's only really early game, though. I can't imagine picking this after Act 1 ever. Honestly, probably only first half of Act 1. Unless you found no orbs somehow for the whole run, then sure, you can add this. But just 1 copy is fine. Loop. 1 energy at the start of your turn, trigger the passive ability of your rightmost orb. Upgrades to 2 times. I think this is kind of like Capacitor, right? Which one's better is unclear. Kind of depends on your deck. I think for the decks I build, probably Capacitor's better. But these are very similar. This is one less orb slot, but it triggers Dark. This is exceptional with Dark. It's kind of trash with Glass. I don't know why the Glass is bugged. It'll make the Glass orb tick down twice. Unless they fix this bug. Last time I checked, they didn't fix this bug, and I'm sad. Yeah, Loop Dark is pretty strong, and Loop by itself with Frost, 4 block is okay. If you have Focus, Loop is crazy. And that's pretty clear, right? But otherwise, I don't think I'm happy to pick this early game, unless I can upgrade it. If I have a spare upgrade somehow early game, then I'm fine picking this. Capacitor I would not pick early though, and then upgrade. Intended, but I read the text and it said per turn. So it's not intended. Or they can change the text, I don't know. Yeah, typically I think this only really picked for late game. And it's very, very impressive late game. Mostly just because I have Dark Orbs. It does not work with temporary focus, sadly. The output is fine. It's like a bad coolant sometimes, and otherwise a Giga Dark Orb builder, which is very, very strong. Lightning, not so much. Yeah, I don't really care about looping lightning or glass. Looping plasma is very, very strong as well, but plasma doesn't get into your deck for the most part. Machine learning. 1 energy at the start of your turn, draw 1 additional card, upgrades to innate. I didn't understand how good this was in the past when I made the previous tier list, I think. But now I've played with the card, and my eyes have been opened. This card is crazy. I will pick this, I will buy this, and upgrade it. In fact, I have bought this and upgraded it before. And that was my shop. And, I mean, this is Pale's Blood. It's a boss relic. The draw is so sick, especially because in this game, there's a lot of temporary focus stuff, which you want to redraw into constantly. And this helps you do that. And it's also compact for the status stuff. Like, that's the lineup, right? And that helps you do that. There's also a ton of, like, Dark Orb's a lot of the damage for most runs now. And this helps you line up the dual cast or quad cast if you have that. Or multi-cast if you have that. For the Dark Orb. It's kind of just does everything. And then, I mean, I guess you lose 1 draw on turn 1. But for the most part, every fight drags on for ages. And this ends up drawing, like, I don't know, 5-6 cards at least. That's kind of insane, right? I think I would pick this over most rares at this point. Yeah, over all of these, I would pick over, and I would also upgrade this. This would be my top priority upgrade for the most part. I want this on turn 1 every fight. Please leave that card. Meteor Strike. I was wondering if I should make a tier called Meteor Strike. There's just like 1 use for this. 5 energy, deal 24 damage, channel 3 plasma. Upgrade to 30 damage. If you can play this card, it's good. It's hard to play though. This is like the definition of niche, right? Better than these cards, probably. Snecko Eye, top tier. If you have it's so weird because you need to have draw to make the plasma do anything. So you need a lot of draw, and you need to be able to play this, and you need the energy. So if you already have turbo or super critical and that kind of stuff, you don't really need this card, right? You already have the energy gen, or like compact for energy even. So somehow you need to be able to play this, have no energy, and also need the energy. And then it's good? That's kind of weird. I guess if you're dying to the boss, it's kind of like Fusion, but better, if you can play it. Pretty niche, though. I haven't actually picked this card yet, but I can see the world where I would pick this. It's just Spire 1. If you had Runic Pyramid or Snecko Eye, this was insane. And those make show up pretty often. And Snecko Eye, this allows you to pick Snecko Eye. But in this game, you don't really see Snecko Eye almost ever. And even if I had this card in my deck, I would not buy the fake Snecko Eye from the fake merchant. Because it messes with everything else. It's a bit too niche. I mean, it has a case. Nothing's unpickable. Modded. 0 energy. Gain 1 orb slot. Draw 1 card. Increase cards cost by 1. I'm going to draw 2 cards. This is the God orb slot card. Okay. If I have no Frost, I would not pick Modded over Chill and Glacier. But if I have any Frost already, it's above those. Because 0 energy draw is kind of crazy. Very, very good upgrade. Like 0 energy draw 2. That's an Overclaw. But with an upside. It gives you an Orb slot. An Orb slot is huge. If you have a modded, you don't even need capacity anymore at all. It's just enough. You don't need 10 orb slots. Like, this gives you 2 orb slots, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 if you're crazy. And it's enough to beat any boss pretty much. And this draws with it. That's kind of wild, right? I'm pretty happy with these being the top 3 cards. And I click every copy of this because it draws. So on the first draw, you don't lose anything. And if you have like 3 modded or something, okay, fine. The next modded draws, maybe not so good. But if you have 3 modded, you just fill your orb slots with frost. And you don't care about the redraw. Even on the redraw, you can still play 1 energy, draw 2, not even the most horrible thing ever. And after then, you're probably already winning the fight. Yeah, this card's kind of good. I'll click every copy. Do I click every single copy? Like, would I click the 7th modded? I'll click the 6th modded. But would I click the 7th one? Unclear. You probably won't see 7 in a run, though. So you don't have to think about it. I think 3 is the most I've had, and they were all good. This card's so good. Momentum Strike. The 1 energy, deal 10 damage, reduce this card's cost to 0 energy. Upwards to 13. I mean, you can join the group of the other cards. Probably better than Gun Cup. I'm dying early game. You did not find a damage card, and Momentum Strike is here. And here's your garbage damage. I don't even know if I would pick this. No, I would pick this. I need a damage card in the deck. In 1 into 10, redrawn to 0. 0 cost 10 is... I guess it's fine. But the moment I get past, like, what, the first 5 floors, I don't want in my deck ever. If I have Strike Dummy, maybe? But even then, 1 into 13 is not very impressive. I mean, it has a purpose. Early game damage. Multicast. Evoke your rightmost orb X times. Upwards to X plus 1. I think this is a Dark Orb only thing. There is multicast Plasma, but how do you even do that? Like, what do you put the energy on? It doesn't really do anything. You also don't have Plasma for the most part. I mean, if you don't have Shatter, you don't have Quadcast, you don't have Loop. Not true. No, this does kill bosses. No, this card's better than I think it is. If you have Quadcast, I don't want this though. So basically, just you don't have Quadcast, then this card is good. Yeah, probably Great Late is a fair placement. Is it? It's like Great Late or I'm dying to the boss. It does play in hallways though. I had this and it was playing in the hallways. I also lost that run because I multicast on an intangible to become stupid. But I mean, this is just, if you have a Dark Orb, it's very good. And if you don't have a Dark Orb, it's not doing anything. But even with the Dark Orb, you have to be able to control the Dark Orb. Not sure where to categorize this. It's not very niche though, because with the Dark Orb, it's very powerful. The only Dark Orb. And without a Dark Orb, I don't want this ever. If I have Ice Cream, I would add this as well. So Ice Cream and Dark Orb are the 2 cases. I think Great Late is fine. Because it is pretty Great Late. That's false. I don't know where to put this. I need a multicast here. It's not very niche though. Because Dark Orb is not that niche. There are 3 cards that generate Dark in this game. Well, I guess 5, but 2 of them are random, so I don't count those. Damn. I just keep thinking Great Late now. If someone wants to listen to me talk, then you'll know. It's basically just you have Dark Orbs. I just assume you have a Dark Orb by late game then. Or you have a ton of energy, and then you can play. Or you have Chemex. That plays as well. That's fine. It's kind of like the All for One thing, right? Like, All for One doesn't do anything late game if you have no 0 cost cards, but it usually will, and this is kind of similar in that vein, I think. I think that's reasonable. Null. 2 energy, deal 10 damage, apply 2 weak on a 1-dar. Upwards to 13 damage, 3 weak. This upgrade's so crazy, man. This is the number 1 Dark Orb card. And the number 1 weakness card. It always works, and it's 2 weak, upgrade to 3. I will upgrade this card pretty much instantly. Even unupgrade, I'm happy with this card. 2 copies, I'm probably still happy with this card. I don't think I would ever click 3 though, because if the enemy's already weak, then adding more weakness doesn't do anything. I mean, weakness keyword. Please weaken the enemy. Weakened enemies don't do damage to you. And it also gives you a Dark Orb, which is the best damage. And it also does respectable damage. it also hits the enemy at the same time. So it does 3 things that you want to do: damage, block, and scaling, all in one card. That's kind of ridiculous. I could put this high, but I don't want to put up. I don't want to put it above the Giga Frost cards. I don't think it's that good. I mean, if I don't have weakness, it is better than the Frost, though. To be fair, it's hard to rank these really, but this is one of the best cards in the character. Always click the first one, pretty much, over most things, and you'll be happy. It's kind of insane how one card just says front load damage, block, and scaling damage all in a singular card. That's how good this card is. It's kind of ridiculous. I guess it costs 2, and that's the downside. But 2 for all of that, yeah, sign me up. Over, how many do I pick? Probably 2 at most. It's just a weakness overlaying thing. Because weak is an insane effect, right? Enemy does no damage. But if the enemy's already weakened and you play this, the weak doesn't do anything anymore. So this becomes Giga Block and damage to just some damage, and it costs 2, which is no longer impressive anymore. And I think if you have 2 of these, you probably you don't need more weakness. If you have a bunch of Gophers, then you only need 1. Overclock. 0 energy, draw 2 cards, add a burn into your discard pile, up to draw 3. I think at this point, the first overclock is just clicked. Clicked on site. Because it opens the status stuff, and it's 0 energy draw, which is, I mean, that's the best draw. Okay, the best draw is modded. This is the second best draw. Only the first one is clicked on site, though. Second one, I have to have compact, flat cannon, or what, that kind of stuff already. Or iteration, some kind of status stuff already. But this is the number 1 card to open the status synergy space. And it's draw, so if it doesn't do that, well, you got draw. In the first cycle, it's positive draw, and in the second cycle, it's still neutral, and only on the third cycle it's bad. If you upgrade it, then you have like 3 cycles, right? Like you lose 1 draw on this, and you get +2, and next draw cycle you lose 2 draws, and you get +3. Yeah. So you have to go through 3 cycles before it breaks even, and then it becomes bad. I hope you're winning the fight by 3 cycles, or you have some kind of compact thing. It also lets you pick turbo, I think. I have to test this more, but I think having an overclock lets you pick turbo if you can upgrade the overclock. Also lets you pick all for one sometimes, kind of. This kind of just opens a lot of things, and it just does stuff immediately. That's usually what you want in a card that immediately performs and lets you pick other stuff. And this does that. Fantastic. Quad cast 1 energy, evoke your rightmost orb 4 times. Upgrades to 0 cost. I mean, this is the Dark Orb card. It's a Giga multicast. It's probably generally fantastic, honestly. Because I played with it a bit, and even evoking a Frost Orb is not that bad. Evoking a Lightning is not that bad either. And evoking a Glass Orb is not bad. Like, honestly, evoking any orb 4 times is not that bad. The only issue is the boss relic. So without having Dark, I don't think I'm too happy with this. But if I have Dark, I'm super happy to have this. And I will slam the first Dark Orb on side. Saying it's great early or great doesn't really make sense because it's a boss relic. You don't get to choose when you pick this. I think it's just generally fantastic. It's fine. He just performs. Where do I put this? It's probably worse than Bias Cog. I think it's worse than Bias Cog. Because Bias Cog works with every orb very, very well, and this is... I mean, it's okay with other orbs, but mostly it's Dark Orb. To be fair, Bias Cog's not that good with Dark Orb, but it's okay. And this is not that good with other orbs, but it's insane with Dark Orb. And they can be next to each other. I think it's fine. It is against other Orobus options, which are often insane, though. So you have to be careful of that. Rainbow. 2 energy, channel 1 lightning, channel 1 frost, channel 1 dark. Exhaust, upgrades to no exhaust. I had this card 1 time. My deck had no damage. And this gave me 1 dark orb, and that was my damage for 2.5 acts. I'm dying to the boss. And the Dark Orb kills the boss for you. Amazing. I mean, that's the purpose of this card, yeah. The Dark Orb. And the Frost is okay too. The lightning did a little bit of damage. It's mostly just the Dark Orb is killing the boss for you. It doesn't straight up kill the boss, but it will do a lot of damage against the boss. I think I had this do half the boss's health, and the rest was some random cards. Let's keep the Dark Orb around. I had 6 Orb slots, I think, at that time. I think it's reasonable to put it here. I would not pick this card And I wouldn't really pick this for elites, I think. At least I have enough HP for me to care about this. But the boss does have enough HP for me to care about it. So yeah, sure. It has one purpose. Not a very good card. I mean, if you needed damage, you needed damage. Reboot. 0 energy, shuffle all your cards into your draw pile. Draw 4 cards, exhaust. Upgrade to draw 6. Draw 4 is so unimpressive to me, though. Draw 4 is still very unimpressive to me. But I'm not sure where to put this one. I still don't really believe in this card that much. I think against Skip, I can click it, but against pretty much any rare card that does anything, I will not click this over. If I can make it green, though, like I have a spare upgrade, then it's very good. Otherwise, I'm not really happy with this. Because I'm picking the status stuff, right? So I add status cards to my deck, I play some Overclock, some, I don't know, Boost Away, and then I draw a Reboot. So am I playing the Reboot now and redrawing the statuses, or am I letting the Reboot go and then it's a curse? Kind of weird. 4 doesn't... 4 is just not enough draw. Maybe I'm wrong, but right now 4 doesn't feel like enough draw. Maybe a top mediocre. Can be a good clone target, I guess. If you have a lot of 0 cost cards, this is very good, though. Like your deck has a bunch of claws for some reason. This is insane. Or what else is there? Like Helix Wheel? I don't know. Any 0 cost cards, basically. It's very good. Kind of weird with Hologram as well. Because you... it's like you reboot into Hologram and it's worthless. I don't know if that's reasonable to say. Better than FTL? I think so. I think it's better than FTL. It's hard to really rank these. Mostly because the upgrade's so good. Like 6 draw is actually really good. It's a +2 draw upgrade. I need to play with this more to really know, but right now I don't really like it too much. It's just better than Skip, and that's about it. Refract. 3 energy, deal 9 damage twice, channel 2 glass. Upgrades to 12 damage twice. This is tremendous damage for early game. And then I never want to play this game. Never want to play this card later ever again. Where do I put this? It's better than Glasswork. That could be next Consuming Shadow. It's a huge amount of damage. 18 plus 8 AoE on the same turn. And then 6 AoE. And if you can evoke the Glass Swords, which you probably can, because it made 2 orbs, so the front one will probably get evoked. It's just a huge amount of damage early. Not as strong as Consuming Shadow damage-wise, but it is a very, very large number. Once you get past early game, though, you don't really want to be spending 3 energy on this ever. Because you want to play a Frost Orbs. So you can't spend 3 energy on this. But early game, it kills the enemy, and killing the enemy is good. Enemy dead, they can't hurt you. Enemy's just an Act 1 pick for the most part. I can see this being added to your deck if you're dying to the Decimillipede. So I guess after you fight that guy, you'll never add this card ever again. I mean, it does a good job early. The upgrade is okay. It's +6, but I don't think I care too much about the upgrade right now. Rocket Punch. 2 energy, deal 13 damage, draw 1 card. Whenever you create a status, reduce this card's cost to 0 until played. Upgrades to 14 damage, draw 2. Unupgraded, I do not think this is very impressive. I played with this a lot just to try it out. And if I don't have a ton of status cards, it's often 2 cost. If I have 1 or 2, it doesn't actually become 0 cost. So I'd rather not have this in my deck unless I already have a lot of status stuff, or I'm desperate for damage. This is just status package, yeah. It's worthless without status stuff. Above Flat Cannon. Below Iteration. If it's green, it's probably above Iteration. Not sure. Iteration's too good, right? Yeah, Iteration's probably the number 1 one. Number 1 card that's not compact for status stuff. I mean, if you need damage and you have status cards, this is good. It does play Feral as well, which I have made work. You need a lot of status cards to make that work, which I mean, it happens. A lot of the time you don't need this. It's just damage, free damage. Yeah, that's about it, right? Not upgrades, just free damage. If you need a damage, sure. If it's upgraded already, then it's actually good. But I'd rather not pick this and upgrade it, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Scavenge. 1 energy, exhaust a card. Next turn, gain energy. Gain 2 energy. Upgrades to gain next turn, gain 3 energy. I think I like this card for late game. I think it is great late. The energy is almost always playing. Every time I've had this card, which is like what, twice, I think? So it's either once or twice. The energy is just always playing. And removing one card from the deck is good. Especially because I'm adding all the status nonsense. I gotta clear out the status somehow. You don't always get compact. And Black Cannon. Here's this card. Early game, I don't think so. If Fish is the boss, I did pick this into the Fish, and it did exhaust a Beckon. So I guess it's fine. I don't mind adding this to my deck if Fish is the boss. And it lets me hologram immediately. I think it's fine. You have to play a bit more, but I think right now it's solid late game. And if Fish is the boss, then sure. Fish really does warp my deck building a little bit. I just add anything that removes the statuses. Scrape. 1 energy, deals 7 damage, draw 4 cards. Discard all cards drawn this way that do not cost 0 energy. Upwards to 10 damage, draw 5. This is the card you add when your whole deck is Claw. I don't know why your whole deck is Claw, but if it is, then this card is fantastic. I have had a run of 8 Claws, and I added Scrape with Bing Bong, so I had 2 Scrapes, and it was insane. I just played a million Claws every single turn, and destroyed everything. You probably don't want to add 8 Claws to your deck, but if you do, then I guess Scrape is here. That's like the only purpose. Because you're not going to do Scrape Hotfix, right? You discard your Frost Orbs, unless all your Frost Orbs are chill somehow. That doesn't really happen. It's just a Claw card. Shadow Shield. 2 energy, gain 11 block. Channel Wonder. Upwards to 15 block. This card is very, very good because it's a fat block card and it channels a Dark Orb. Better or worse than Darkness? I think it's better than Darkness. I do like front load block a lot. Yeah. I think it's better than Darkness. If you need damage more than block, obviously Darkness is better. But if I get a card reward, right, and it's Null, Shadow Shield, Darkness, then Null is first, and then it's Shadow Shield, and then Darkness for me. Because the block is just always playing. Being able to block and build up Dark Orb for one turn is just really good. I mean, I've already talked about how good Dark Orb is the whole time, so I don't have to talk about it more, right? Very good card. 2 copies. I have been adding 2, and I think it's been alright. Don't mind 2. 3 sounds weird though, but I think adding 2 is fine. At least from experience so far, it's been fine. It's usually 11 block, but 11 block is fine. It's kind of like Bulwark. This is like Bulwark at home. Not quite as good, but it's pretty decent. Shatter. 1 energy, deal 11 damage to all enemies, evoke all your orbs twice, upwards to 15 damage to all enemies. This got buffed to double evoke. I don't... What? Why did I do that? Yeah, this card is disgusting. Where's the card? I think it's above Defrag, probably. Not above Echo Form. I could see it being above Echo Form, but not right now. I think it's above Defrag. This card is so disgusting. Because all the temp focus stuff suddenly gets evoked with dual cast. That is kind of absurd. There's also a problem with Dark Orbs, which is that you have to line up your Dark Orb, right, with dual cast to make it do huge damage. Well, now you don't. You don't do it anymore. You just play Shatter. And your Dark Orbs get dual casted, all of them. And you do want to add a lot of Dark Orbs to your deck, right? Like Null, Darkness, you add all of those, Shadow Shield. And now you evoke all of them twice, and that means dead instantly. What the hell is this? Early game, 11 AoE, fantastic. The enemy's hitting you in the face. Yeah, evokes all your Frost Orbs for 1,000 block. What the hell is this card, dude? I could see it being the number 1 card now. That's how good this is. Honestly, I will put it at number 1 for now. It's probably above Echo Form. Echo Form doesn't play in hallways. This destroys hallways, destroys bosses, destroys elites. It also blocks and does damage. Like, what the hell, man? Please fix this. They will probably change this next patch when they see how disgusting this is. But for now, I think it's the number 1 card in Defect now. Holy crap, dude. What the hell? The thing with Echo Form is, it wins the fight next turn, right? This card wins the fight on the turn you play it. Yeah. Kind of disgusting. Signal Boost. 1 energy. The next power you play is played additional time exhaust, which is 0 energy. I think this is just I'm dying to the boss. Your output is not quite good enough for the boss, and here's Signal Boost to double one power of your choice. It's better than the other two cards, and it's worse than Creative AI, I think. Better than Rainbow. Yeah, I mean, you have some powers, but it's not enough output for the boss. Here's a Signal Boost to double one of those random powers, and now maybe that kills the boss for you. I mean, it helps out in the boss. That's about it. I don't expect this to play in any hallway or elite. It can, but I'm not really picking it for that. Because you can bottom deck this and you're sad, you know. Or you can top deck it and it lands the wrong power and you're also sad. I don't really trust this. Skim. 1 energy, draw 3 cards. Upgrade to draw 4 cards. This is pretty mediocre. This is basically, you did not find the good draw cards, which are Overclock, Compile Driver, and Cool Headed. Compile does damage, so you can pick it early. And it probably draws 3 anyway, sometimes 4. Doesn't need the upgrade. Cool Headed, it gives you a Frost Orb and draw. It's fantastic. Overclock, it's 0 cost draw. You somehow missed all of these, and you missed Machine Learning, which is the best draw. Then I guess. The only time I would pick this, though, is that I have a ton of 0 cost cards, or I have Energy Generation already with Turbo. Oh, you also missed Modded, yeah. Then I guess I'm desperate and I can pick this. It's the worst draw card now, I think. Just spending an energy to only draw is really not good enough. You want another effect with it. So I guess late game you have no draw, then sure. I would never pick this early game, ever. Honestly, inside Act 2 will probably never be picked. It has to be picked after Act 3, probably. And I found no draw at all, and I'm desperate for draw, and here's a skim. Fine. If it comes green, I don't mind it, though. 1 copy. If it comes green for free, sure. Because 4 is a lot of cards. Otherwise, I don't think so. Smoke Stack. 1 energy. Whenever you create a status, deal 5 damage to all enemies. Upgrades to 7 damage. I mean, if you got a lot of status cards, then sure. Better than Rocket Punch, I think. The AoE is very good. It's like Hailstorm, but a lot harder to proc. But if you have a single 5-3 in the deck, it's already very good. 10 AoE per cycle. I picked this when I had Big Hug from Tez, the one that gives you a soot every reshuffle, and it did fine. Like 5 damage per cycle, it was fine. Because I need the AoE. AoE is just good. But iterations, I think it's just better than this because the draw is way too good. I mean, if you need AoE damage or you just need more damage in general and you have the status stuff, which does happen, like you have a ton of overclocks and fight throughs, but you have no payoff, right? You block a ton, you draw a ton, then you don't do anything. Well, here's a smokestack and it kills the enemy. Pretty good. If I want damage and have a ton of status stuff, this is my number 2 pick. Number 1 pick will show up very soon. This is number 2 pick. And it performs very well. The upgrade is solid as well. Very good upgrade. Spinner. 1 energy at the start of your turn. Channel 1 glass. Upgrade to channel 1 glass this turn as well. I wonder where I'll put this. This is pretty good AoE. It's pretty great early game, I think. I don't care about this late game, but early game if I see this card, it is performing. It's pretty good. It's like Glassrock every turn, pretty much. It's probably better than Refract. It kind of just deletes AoE fights for you. And Compile Driver is suddenly playing immediately. Playing better than it already is. Synchronize is playing immediately. I don't think I care about the upgrade too much. 1 Glass Orb. No, I don't think I care too much. But having this does solve AoE issues. You didn't find Hailstorm? Fine, you have this now. Worst Hailstorm, I guess, is what this is. I mean, it's good. You do need AoE. Here's an AoE card. If I had this already, I would still probably pick a Hailstorm, though. Hailstorm's so good, man. I think this is only really picked up to halfway through Act 2, really. Once the Decimillipede dies, I don't want this card in my deck anymore. But before then, I will add it to my deck happily, if I don't have Hailstorm already. Storm. 1 energy whenever you play a power. Channel 1 lightning. Upgrades to channel 2 lightning. I have picked this card. It was very good in that deck where I picked this card. The deck was no damage, and I had a Voltaic, but no lightning orbs, and I was dying to the boss. And this card showed up and it was fantastic. If you don't have that deck, it's kind of worthless. If you have that deck, then sure. You can get in your deck. That's about it, right? It's really not picked ever. That's like the only case. You have no boss damage. You also have Voltaic. Or you have Creative AI. No, that's not true. If you have Creative AI, you don't want Storm anyway. This card's really just Voltaic Fuel. I think that's the only perk for this card. Maybe you could say Thunder Fuel, but that's so draw to specific. Draw to dependent, sorry, not specific. Yeah, it's not. Like, if you have Creative AI, you want Creative AI to make this card for you. Then it's really good, but you don't want the card in your deck. So it's just Voltaic, basically. Which you don't want in the deck in the first place, unless you're dying to the boss, for sure. Sub-routine. 1 energy when you play Power Gain Energy. Upgrades to 0 energy. I think this card is the #1 energy card on this character. Cannot be clicked on sight though, because I have no powers and it doesn't do anything. But if I have like, what, like 1 or 2 powers, even 1 power now I think I would click. It's exceptional. I don't know where to put this. It's hard to rank. Maybe below Hailstorm. Powers are when you need energy the most, right? Because when you deploy your powers, that's when you're the weakest. You spend your turn deploying powers, which usually don't do much on the turn you deploy them. You get hit in the face because you can't play your other block cards. And this card allows you to do that. It also allows you to pick Creative AI, which you don't really want to pick, but I mean, it lets you do that. You do want to pick a lot of powers though, and this card plays all of them for free. It's Mummy Hand, yes, the Mummy Hand card. Pretty good. I think it's better than Heatsinks. How many? Only 1. I could see 2 if I have a lot of powers, but the reason I pick a second one is because I want to top deck this card. But to pick a second one, I need to have a lot of draw, I think. 3, probably never. Super premium upgrade as well. This card's so good, man. Every time I pick it, I'm more impressed by it. It just gets better and better the more I pick it. I think it's just the #1 power. Like it's the #1 energy card because the energy lines up. It's bad if you bottom deck it, sure, but that's with every energy card, right? Like every energy card, if you draw it on the turn with nothing to play with, then you're sad. This can only be sad if you bottom deck it. On any other turn, it's lining up. And energy that always lines up is kind of crazy. Yeah, pretty crazy. The Creative AI thing is also pretty crazy because it lets you make Creative AI an energy generating card. This card's so good, man. But I cannot put it in click on sight because you can't do that. You cannot click it on sight. But it's pretty close. Thunder. 3 energy, deal 24 damage, kills an enemy, gain 3 energy. Upgrades to 32 damage. I mean, I've been talking about AoE being a problem this whole time. And this is pretty good AoE. It's also just solid damage. I think it's better than Refract. Better than Spinner, probably. Probably worse than Spinner. I'm not sure what to rank. These are very similar, Sun and Refract. I mean, early game, the damage is fine, and AoE is a problem, and this card stomps. This card is exceptionally good against the Frog Parasite, which is often the worst elite on Defect. And this card kind of just deletes one of them. It's kind of good. The upgrade in this game, I don't think I care too much about. If it's underdogs, then the upgrade I would do because it actually meets the threshold for the 4 eels. But otherwise, unupgrade already kills the Ovicopter guys, right? The guys from the eggs that hatch. Unupgrade already kills. And otherwise, what else? What else specials are there? Not really much, right? Yeah. So I don't think the upgrade matters too much unless it's underdogs. Or you have no other upgrade, then +8 is a fine upgrade. I don't think I care too much about the upgrade for this card. Unupgraded does the job that it's picked for. Slugs? Yeah, but slugs are very close dead the moment you play this card. You have to top deck this to kill the slug. Otherwise, lightning hits the slug and it's already dead. Would I upgrade Defend over Sunder? No, don't do that. Upgrade the Sunder. 8 damage is better than 3 block. Super critical. 0 energy, gain 4 energy exhaust. Upgrades to 6. I don't know why you need 6 energy, so you don't need to upgrade. I mean, 4 energy for free, that's kind of crazy. No downside. It is a rare card, though. But I can't really put it in any of these tiers other than that it's just generally fantastic. I mean, it's free energy, free 4 energy. What else can I say? The only issue is that it's a rare, but the card is good. But I don't think I pick it that often because it's against other, like all of these cards I would pick over the super critical. But I mean, if it's against nothing, then I'm fine with it. Unless I have turbo already or subroutine already, and then I don't know why I need this. If I don't have draw, don't have the energy cards, then sure, it's fine. That's I don't want to put it in mediocre though, because the effect is very, very good. The effect is exceptional. It can stay here. It can be at the bottom. It can be like the gatekeeper. If any card's worse, better than this card, they can get in this group. Mediocre, I don't think. I think the effect's way too good. 4 energy one time is too good, even if it's a rare card. You can argue for either. I think it's fine staying here. In general now, compared to before, I just like cards on this character. Before I had a lot of cards I just didn't like, but now most cards I see them, I'm just happy. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff in the top tiers, and the desperate cards are all down here. There'll be a lot here. Sweeping Beam. 1 energy, deals 6 damage to all enemies, draw a card. Upgrades to 9 damage. I mean, any guess on where this is gonna go? Yeah, next to Hyper Beam. I can be above the Chaos though, and above the Leap. I mean, Frog Parasite's coming. No AoE. I guess. That's like the only purpose for this card. I don't even want this card against the Phantasmal Gardeners. It's kind of, who cares? So it's just Frog Parasite and you're dying, then sure. That's the only purpose for this card. Synchronize. Gain 2 focus this turn for each unique orb you have. Exhaust. Upgrade to no exhaust. I would upgrade this. Not immediately though, because a lot of fights are short. But the moment there's a long fight coming, like a boss, I'm happy to upgrade this card immediately. I think this card is so strong that I will just click it on site with no orbs. Because the moment I get 1 orb, it's godlike. If 4 focus for 1 energy is crazy. Every Frost Orb is +4 block. All your damage orbs are +4 damage. And most of the time I can get this to be 6 focus. Because, well, you have Dark, Frost, Lightning, right? Sometimes Glass. 8 focus is pretty rare. Not that rare. You need orb slots. But 6 focus is pretty common. And this card kind of just does 1,000,000 damage and blocks 1,000,000 instantly. 1 Frost Orb, 6 focus, 8 block. So a singular Frost Orb with this card suddenly just blocks enough. Kind of wild how strong this is. Don't know how many I should click though. If you can draw, you only need 1 played per turn, right? So if you're playing multiple of these per turn, it's not that important anymore. Maybe 2 is like a reasonable number. The third one feels a bit sus. I added 3 once and it was very, very sus and I died. Not because I added 3, but because I played badly. But still, 2 is probably fine. If your goal with this card is to redraw this over and over again in a fight, and every time you play the card, you just full block and do 1,000,000 damage. So if you can accomplish that, then you don't need more copies. But until then, probably good. This is the best temporary focus card. I mean, Defect's the best one overall, but it's permanent. This is temporary. Yeah, click this card. Good card. Synthesis. 2 energy, deal 12 damage. The next power you play costs 0 energy. Upgrades to 18 damage. This card is very sad. It's probably very niche, right? The only time I could imagine clicking this card is you have Echo Form in your deck, and that's your only power, or something like that. But then I guess it does something? The damage is just not very impressive, and the effect is good if you draw well, but you know the if you draw well part is bad. The upgrade is good though. If it comes upgraded, 2 energy 18 is not terrible. I'm not sure where to put this really. Even being very niche. It's like a bad subroutine. It's a very bad subroutine. I mean, if your deck, I mean, there is a case. No, there is a case. There is a case. You have creative AI and nothing else for scaling, and your damage also doesn't exist. So you have to play creative AI in short fights to do things because your deck is that bad. Then synthesis does something because it does damage in said short fights and lets you play creative AI. That's probably the only purpose, right? I can't imagine any other purpose this card would do anything. That's probably the only time you would ever add this. As a transform, though, I think it's a decent transform, but as a pick, it's like that exact scenario I could ever pick this. That's it. Tempest. Channel X Lightning. Upgrades to X+1 Lightning. Is this I'm dying early game or very niche? I mean, even early game, I don't want this card, right? Damage is so pathetic. It's like Storm, but a different flavor of Storm. It has the same purpose, right? It's fuel for Voltaic. Or Thunder. It's probably better than Storm. Because if you have Thunder, this card is actually solid. Damage is very reasonable. The issue with that is that you have Thunder in your deck. Which is not a very good card. But I mean, with comboed with Thunder, it's very strong. And it lets you do Voltaic stuff later, which it's just the bad package, basically. Like, with all the cards, it's not bad. But the package itself, the cards individually are all just kind of bad. You don't really want them in the deck. I mean, sometimes you need the damage, and here you go. Is this the only X-Cost card on Defect? I think it is, right? Let me check. Multicast, okay, fine. But if you have multicast, you don't care about Tempest anyway, because multicast already does what you need. So if you had a Connect, you still would not want Tempest. Yeah, it's basically only Voltaic and Thunder. I think that's it. No other purpose. I would not even pick this early game to not die, because what's it even kill early game? Like, nothing? Yeah, not a whole lot, right? So I guess if I transform into Thunder... Oh, no, I mean, no, not true. I picked Thunder early game because I needed damage. So if you pick Thunder for damage, and then this shows up, then it's fine. Yeah, that's about it. Or transform into Thunder. Tesla Coil. Deal 3 damage, trigger all line against the enemy. Upgrades to trigger all line against the enemy twice. Upgrade is pretty good, I think. This upgrade looks very, very impressive to me. The only issue is it must be upgraded because unupgraded is like, what, 6 damage? Sometimes 9. That's pretty sad. And how are you going to upgrade this? You have to pick it and upgrade it. So when does that happen? Molten Egg is probably the only realistic scenario, right? Or Jackpot. Jackpot plus makes this. It's alright. This is like the lighting package is here. The lighting package is so trash. I don't want to give it its own group. The status package has its own group because this package is very good. The lighting package is kind of terrible. Lighting orbs in general are just not very good. You don't want them. But, you know, sometimes early game you need damage desperately, and here you go. Here's some damage. And I guess Voltaic's the late game damage version. It's a bad package. But I mean, I guess if you need the damage, then sure. That's all it is. You did not find all the real damage cards or status stuff, Dark Orb, Barrage kind of deal, Bulk Up even, or in just relics in general, or enchantments, then this is the last choice. I mean, it has a purpose. It's not unpickable. Ah, Thunder, I was just talking about you. 1 energy, whenever you evoke lightning, deal 6 damage to each enemy hit. Upwards to 8 damage. I do not believe this card is very niche though. I think it's an early game damage card, and it's not a bad one. Probably above these ones. You do have to be able to evoke your lightning though. That is the one condition that might be hard sometimes. I don't think it's that hard though. I'm gonna add orbs. I think I picked this without any lightning added, or did it have ball lightning? I can't remember if I had ball lightning or not. But I don't really add lightning cards, and this did fine. It's like 12 damage per cycle, pretty much, something like that, with the 2 lightning orb evokes, and it's okay. Upgrades to 8. I can't remember if I upgraded or not. But yeah, early game if you do the damage, then sure. It also helps in the boss a little bit, but by the time you get to a boss, I sure hope your deck doesn't look like a deck with only lightning orbs. Yeah, early game, solid. Not solid. It's about as good as these cards. They're all not very good. But I mean, it does its job. It's fine. Trash to Treasure. 1 energy. Whenever you create a status, channel 1 random orb. Upgrades to innate. Crazy good upgrade. This is probably above iteration for me. The output on this card is just insane. The sheer amount of output. It lets you pick every status card pretty much, even the bad ones. Maybe not Gunk Up. I could see picking Gunk Up just because you have this. Because when you channel a bunch of random ass orbs, you just suddenly block a lot randomly and do a lot of damage randomly as well. Every time I've had this card, I've been very impressed. Yeah, random orb go, very strong. But only pickable if you already have status cards. I would not raw click this without anything else. But if I have, how much status stuff do I need to click this? If I had a singular boost away, I think I'm happy to click this already. So just 1 status and I add them to my deck. Turbo. Gain 2 energy, add a void into your discard pile, cost 0. Upgrade to 3 energy. This card's very good. I like it a lot. Where does it go? Probably below these guys. Above hologram, probably. I mean, it's common, so you see it very often. And it's energy generation, which is very good, because you want to add all the draw cards. And it opens status cards, which is very good. So it does 3 things. I would not click this card unless I already have draw, though. Or an iteration. Well, iteration is draw. So if I have any draw, then I can add this. Trash to Treasure would also let me add this card. But it's not that hard of a condition to me. I'm pretty happy to add this early. Don't want to get any draw. Or one of the status stuff. I think it's good. Also late game. I would add this late game as well. Probably only 1 copy ever, though. I don't see why I would add 2 ever. Uproar. 2 energy, deal 6 damage twice. Play random attack from your draw pile. Upgrades to 8 damage twice. This has a purpose. You have to have no strikes in the deck, though. And then it will play your expensive attacks. That's kind of all it does. It's above 4. It plays the Meteor Strike. Amazing. It's a good clone target, but you don't know you're gonna get cloned. So ultimately, it's just if you don't have strikes, you remove them all somehow, which you can do reasonably in this game still. Then it does perform. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Early game, I don't think I'll click this card. It's just not good enough. But later, if I have removes and I need the output, then it's fine. Voltaic. 3 energy, channel lightning equals to the lightning already channeled this combat exhaust. Upgrade to no exhaust. Oh, this is the definition of I'm dying to the boss. It is completely worthless in any fight that's not the boss. Unless your deck has a bunch of Tempest and Chemex, which I don't know why you built that deck, but I guess if you build that deck, then it's okay. But even then, you have to draw this card on the right turn. So it's still not okay. But I mean, I did pick this, and it did its job. I had no damage in the deck at all, and I was scared of the boss. And then I picked it and upgraded it. And it killed all the bosses. That's all it did. I mean, if it kills the boss, it's not unpickable. That's the only time you'd never pick this card other than desperate boss damage. I picked it end of Act 2 because my deck straight up had no hope of ever doing damage. But if you have some semblance of damage, like a Dark Orb, I don't think you ever want this card in your deck already. So you'd have to be halfway up Act 3 and you know that you have no damage for the boss, but you have enough damage for the elite, then you can pick this. It's just the 3 energy thing is so bad. And yet it's also draw dependent. So it's expensive and draw dependent. That's exactly what you don't want in the card. Pretty awful. White Noise. 1 energy, add a random power to your hand. Is free to play this turn exhaust. Upgrade to 0 energy. Creative AI if it was really terrible. This is the ultimate cope. The boss is coming. You have no answer. And now you see White Noise and you're coping out of your mind. You're like, oh my god, please give me a power that kills the boss. And you add it to your deck. That is the only time you would ever add this to your deck. Otherwise, it's maybe the worst defect card. Is it? I'm not sure. It's not very good though. But it gives you a cope. So yeah, in cope land, sure. Otherwise, don't add this card to your deck. Too many powers of bricks. Like, too many combo stuff. You add one power, one random power really doesn't accomplish anything. But it could be Echo Form or Crave AI. Yeah, coping. Only yapping completed. Just managed to hit the Gamba. I picked this card with Glam and it was fine. Because I got 2 powers. That was a lot of yapping. How long was that? I felt like forever. Don't worry too much about the tier stuff. It's just a bit of a description. I mean, the top tier cards are what I think are the best cards. And these cards I think I'm almost always clicking immediately and happy with. I think I'm pretty happy with all the placement stuff. And I mean, this ultimately was just me yapping about every card. I think I don't know, maybe I didn't do okay yapping. Feedback would be good. Whether the yapping was good enough about all the cards. I just wanted to basically clear up the first tier list. Like the first tier list, I was pretty wrong on a lot of stuff, and now it is fixed. I mean, I hope it's fixed. I'm looking through this. I'm pretty happy with everything. I think it all makes sense. I've also played with pretty much every card at this point and have a real opinion. High defect streak? I don't know, 100. Feral's really crazy. The issue with Feral is it costs 2 energy, which means you must upgrade it. And it's a combo piece, right? The best cards are the cards where you can just pick without needing the combos. Like Frost is just generically good. Dark is generically good. Overclock is generically good. All the block status stuff, generically good. And it opens the combos. This is not generically good. It does nothing when you pick it. So you need the other common piece as well. But you can't pick 2 cards at the same time. Unless you have Prayer Wheel or the Hunt or something. So that's why it's not in the super awesome cards tier.